Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Character Dive, a show where we analyze characters from various sources of media. Let's go! Alright, Akame Got Killed fans, we've gots to talk about this. We've gots to. There are a lot of characters in this franchise that needed a little more time in the oven. What I mean is that they needed more development time. Regardless of which character you believe needed more development time, I would agree, because majority of these characters do. One of those characters is who we'll be discussing in this episode. I present to you, the family man of the Jaegers, Bols. Bols, a former member of the Incineration squad who had joined the Jaegers. He's a pretty big guy who might be frightening at first sight. But in contrast to his appearance, he's actually pretty friendly. Although he sometimes disagrees whenever he's told this.
It's a huge relief to find out you're such a nice guy, Bols.
No, I'm afraid I'm not all that nice.
He's also a family man. He's joined the Jaegers for their sake, hoping to give them the best life possible. However, in order to do this, he needed to get his hands dirty. As it applies in the real world, sacrifice is a necessary component to fulfill the duties of a father. There's been numerous moments throughout the series where he mentions that he's not proud of the work he does. As I had mentioned, Bols is part of the Incineration squad. This is basically an extermination squad sent by the Emperor to incinerate criminals. It's pretty self-explanatory. Whenever Bols is burning the place down, he'll apologize or say something like, "It's nothing personal." He even mentions that he'll have to atone for the lives he's taken one day. He only does this because he has a family to look after. Now I know what you're probably thinking. Why doesn't he just get a different job? I don't know. Maybe it pays well? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do when you have a wife and kid to take care of. A lot of people do what they hate when they're in this position. Even though he joined the Jaegers, this doesn't really change much, since he's still doing the same thing. Midway through his story arc, we get to see his wife and daughter, who had been mentioned earlier in the story. Seeing how joyful he is upon mentioning his wife shows how much love and affection he has for her. It's quite the contrast to the type of work he does. He even says that she's too good for him and that he's not deserving of her. All things aside, we see that he and his family are very happy with each other. But of course, we need a reminder that this is Akame ga Kill. No one is allowed to be at peace. After the battle against Night Raid, Bols makes his retreat at the expense of his Imperial arms. In this moment, we get to see how much he truly cares for his team. We get a flashback of him enjoying time with the Jaegers, which I thought was heartwarming. He wishes to enjoy a meal with them one last time. A short moment later, he sees what he believes is a child in need of help, but it's actually Chelsea in disguise. Once Bols lets his guard down, Chelsea takes his life. Damn, man, right when I was feeling a connection with this character, why couldn't you just leave the man alone? And you know what? This scene is the exact reason why I didn't feel bad for her when she died. She goes after Kurome next, but it backfires. Kurome was playing no games with her. She had her on the run. Anyways, back to Bols. What makes his death sad is the fact that it happened right after he was thinking about his team. Seeing how angry Kurome was and how crushed Wave was upon hearing about this shows that he had a close connection with his team. I'm assuming the others felt the same, but we don't get to see their reactions. Check this out. It gets worse. Now, before I move on, the rest of the video will deal with a much darker topic. So if you're faint-hearted, I suggest you end the video here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. For those who wish to stick around, you've been warned. In the manga's timeline, Bols' wife and daughter visit his gravesite. During their visit, the two of them are visited by someone named Champ, a member of another team called Wild Hunt. Long story short, he kills Bols' wife, and he has his way with the child. A little bit of context. Champ is basically the John Wayne Gacy of Akame ga Kill. Yeah, this series is dark. This creepy clown-looking motherfucker did all this to Bols' wife and his daughter at his gravesite. What a monster. Rest assured, though, he got his punishment, as Run brutally wastes him. We'll talk about what happened in his analysis video. I'm extremely curious. What does his face actually look like? The closest we get is just the lower half of his face when Esdeath takes a look. When Esdeath pops the question, he worries that it might disturb the others. Based on Esdeath's reaction, if you can call it that, it really isn't much to it. I'm guessing it's probably just a scar or a burn mark. The others didn't mind either, so it's probably not much. Maybe there's concept art of it somewhere. Maybe. This looks like a good place to wrap things up. Bols, you may not have been a saint, but you were a good dad. And a good friend. Now we only have one Jaeger left to cover. That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. As always, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.